Hear, O Israel, from the south, the call remains. Hear, O Israel. Be ground where the truth resurfaced. Roots, covenant, rehearsed. Names once stolen, faith once bent. But the word stayed breathing through punishment. Up the river, voices connect. Memphis, Tennessee, order and respect. Lost sheep hearing what time it is. Ancient bloodline awaken the kids.
Order of Melchizedek.
Stand righteous,
Stand correct.
no beginning, no end. We said, walk in truth, no compromise, no neglect.
Order of Melchizedek.
Lost sheep rise.
Hearts reset.
To Memphis,
We represent.
Israel, wake up.
Don't forget.
Esha,
Esa.
Wora, Em Yesha, Malak Tiga. Who are we?
Who are we?
Israel.
Israel.
What's the order?
Righteous.
Why we here with the lost sheep? This is order. This is remembrance. The order of Melchizedek. This is order. This is remembrance. The order of Melchizedek. This is remembrance. This is remembrance. The order of Melchizedek.
Yeah, this some cash, Jay.
Ain't no drawing back, it ain't no switching sides. It's life or death, good or evil, now you decide. It's all or nothing, ain't no bluffing, yeah, do or die. To go to war with Elka, now you know that's suicide. It ain't no drawing back, it ain't no switching sides. It's life or death, good or evil, now you decide. It's all or nothing, ain't no bluffing, yeah, do or die. To go to war with Elka, now you know that's suicide. You a servant or an agent, I'm running out of patience. These doctrines getting flagrant, I'm looking for a saving while others seeking payments. Straight and narrow pace in the kingdom, what I'm chasing. Do you know what we facing if we don't get it right? Repent and stay prepared, he come like a thief in the night. True soldiers stay ready, you can't pretend in a fight. Use the weapons that he left us on his ascent to the height. Bro, let's keep it real. If you don't study for the test, then you won't get the seal. Salvation only meant for those to who it's been revealed. Little children, it's the last time you wanna live or die. It's time to pick a side. Ain't no drawing back, it ain't no switching sides. It's life or death, good or evil, now you decide. It's all or nothing, ain't no bluffing, yeah, do or die. To go to war with Elka, now you know that's suicide. It ain't no drawing back, it ain't no switching sides. It's life or death, good or evil, now you decide. It's all or nothing, ain't no bluffing, yeah, do or die. To go to war with Elka, now you know that's suicide. Follow the shepherd, he'll never leave the sheep behind. Can't avoid that ditch when the blind lead the blind. Ain't walking your purpose, we was called to be divine. The end is here, but they can't see the signs. I wonder why. Can't reach the goal if you don't do the work or hate to try. Without the law, it ain't no way you can escape the fire. Judgment is coming, ain't no running, and you can't hide from it. I'm just keeping it 100. You might laugh now, but later it won't be funny when you get rewarded for bowing down to a bunny. Hey, eternal life or death, it's yours to choose. The Bible holds the clues, salvation of the Jews. Ain't no drawing back, it ain't no switching sides. It's life or death, good or evil, now you decide. It's all or nothing, ain't no bluffing, yeah, do or die. To go to war with Elka, now you know that's suicide. It ain't no drawing back, it It ain't no switching sides. It's life or death, good or evil. Now you decide. It's all or nothing, ain't no bluffing, yeah, do or die. To go to war with Elka, now you know that's suicide.
Who would've thought it was us? We from the trenches, young niggas killing. He took us straight out the dust. Keeping the law, stay on a mission, seeking the spirit of us. Who would've thought it was us? 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 We from the trenches, young niggas killing. He took us straight out the dust. Keeping the law, stay on a mission, seeking the spirit of us. Who would've thought it was us? Who would've thought it was us? Who would've thought it was us?
Who would've knew we the Jews? Every time you see the news, we getting abused, killing each other for shoes. Look around and see the clues. We do whatever for views. Without y'all, we set up to lose. Life eternal, be clever to choose. Perfect timing is never to snooze. My people snared and hoes hid in prison. Can't come together for division. Got the whole nation in derision. Always doing evil with precision. Spirit sick and need a physician. Pray the Father hearing my petition. Used to be thugging the block, I was hugging, but not for the kingdom, I play my position. Growing up, all we was taught is to hustle. Tug of war life, all we know is the struggle. Raised in the jacks, we got forced in the bubble. Now we awake, putting together the puzzle. This ain't no movie and we don't act, but we live by the script. I put a bar on my lip and keep a sword in my bag and one on my hip.
Who would've thought it was us? We from the trenches, young niggas killing. He took us straight out the dust. Keeping the law, stay on a mission, seeking the spirit of us. Who would've thought it was us? 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 We from the trenches, young niggas killing. He took us straight out the dust. Keeping the law, stay on a mission, seeking the spirit of us. Who would've thought it was us? 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 I could've died when I hopped on that boat. Beef with my brother, I'm told was up. We catch him slipping, we hit no more. This is my old man. A lot of our brothers are thinking the same. They in the hood and they feeling that pain. All of these curses, they going insane. Whoever knew we the Jews. Whoever knew that the hood was a clue. More that we sending them, more we gon' lose. If you did it for me, he'd do it for you. I still got it all on my heart too. I'm tryna stop you. The Father gon' watch you. All you gotta do is follow the rules. All of that slavery, alligators for the babies. They even beat us and raped us. They even angers, wonder why we feel angry. Young niggas throwing them bang. They shaking their heads at us. The chosen waking up, he said it's us. The real Jews finally waking up. There's one thing they can't take from us. Whoever knew we the Jew would've thought it was us. We from the trenches, young niggas killing. He took us straight out the dust. Keeping the law, stay on a mission, seeking the spirit of us. Who would've thought it was us? Who would've thought it was us? Who would've thought it was us? Who would've thought it? Who would've thought it? Who would've thought it? Who would've thought it? He took it straight out of. He took it straight out of. He took it straight out of. Seeking the spirit of us. Who would've thought it was us? Who would've thought it was us?
That I may behold wondrous things out of thy Lord. I am a stranger in the earth. Hide not my commandments from me. My soul breaketh for the longing that it hath unto thy judgment at all times. Thou hast rebuked the crowd that are cursed. Loosed the air from thy commandments.
Send me, I will go, go, go. I just want to be who you've called me to be. Wash me and restore my soul. Cleanse my heart until it's so squeaky clean. Traveling on this lonely road. All it's alright when you're right next to me.
They said they abolished slavery, but we're enslaved in our minds. We're still made a spectacle like the black girls behind. When Martin fought so hard for us to be included, he realized he fought so hard for us just to be diluted. No, I don't want to take you home. Besides, I've seen it all already. You've got it all on show, all up in the music videos. So thirsty, someone get a glass of holy water. If you understood why we're so ill, you probably stopped drinking your tap water. I've always wanted a few sons and maybe a little daughter. Had to revisit my vision, sit down and think again. Have you seen the new school curriculum? Oh my God, burn fire upon them. Oh my God, burn fire upon them. Just breathe. Inhale, exhale. What's that taste? Is that chemtrails? I just need to get away without cameras in every corner. You'll know you're doing just fine if it feels you're the only one in your corner. How fun I was born with 4 limbs, yet still attached to my phone. Someone find me a lab with a lab man and a good quote for a clone. Send me, I will go, go, go. I just want to be who you've called me to be. Wash me and restore my soul. Cleanse my heart until it's so squeaky clean. Traveling on this lonely road. All it's alright when you're right next to me. Send me, I will go, go, go. I won't stop until my mission is complete. Are we half asleep? Are we half awake? Every day filtered news from the COVID updates. But we see behind the lines, we see behind the drama. Vaccine mandate, RFID chip for a global restraint. It's only disguise, my sacrifice. A bloodbath what does people rights. But we shall not conform, we shall not compromise. We shall not let any wicked thing go before our eyes. White Jesus is lights, history's lights. Religion built upon lights, using children as their prize. Read their files, they're all pedophiles. Real cold-blooded reptiles. I know a man who grew a crop. The crop got licked before the crop did drop. He got 2 years, but it really got to me. Because the biggest drug dealers is the pharmaceutical industry. Can't you see? Give them a license and they get off scotch-free. Pay no mind to them, seek approval from no one. They didn't like him, they probably won't like this. But most likely they're the same ones that stuck in the matrix. It's a fix, I'm done with this. Send me, I will go, go, go. I just want to be who you've called me to be. Wash me and restore my soul. Cleanse my heart until it's so squeaky clean. Traveling on this lonely road. But it's alright when you're right next to me. Send me, I will go, 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 go. Won't stop until my mission is complete. Send me, I will go, go, go. I just want to be who you've called me to be. Wash me and restore my soul. Cleanse my heart until it's so squeaky clean. Traveling on this lonely road. But it's alright when you're right next to me.
Shalom, 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 family. Y'all give me a second. Let me check this sound, see how I'm sounding. Am I coming clear? What have you? Hold on. All praise the Lord unto the Most High. Happy to be back before the family. All praises to the Most High. Blessed to see another day. Blessed to be found in the land of the living and have the desire to serve the Most High and follow the teachings and the ways that were taught by his Son whom he sent. Hallelujah. Forever proud and happy to profess myself as a Messianic Hebrew Israelite. Once you've been set on this firm foundation, see that you be not easily moved and tossed with every wind of doctrine Because in Daniel, in the book of Daniel, said in the last day, knowledge gonna be increased. There's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna come out. And if we continue to have our days lengthened upon this earth, knowledge is going to increase even more. So there are going to be different teachings that continue to come out that are totally against the Bible, to throw you off your square, to get you to follow the way of the dodo bird. And that's what we're going to be talking about. And if anyone knows what this saying means, y'all already understand what I'm saying. But for anybody that doesn't understand or know what this saying means, going the way of the dodo bird means to become or go extinct, to become obsolete, all right? To become completely unimportant, or to have ideas that fade into oblivion. And that's what we're going to be dealing with in this series. You know, we're going to be dealing with people. I'm not going to call them brothers or sisters. We're going to be dealing with people and their doctrines who have gone the way of the dodo bird. And some of this stuff you're going to hear, you're going to be like, what? And just because somebody talks strong and, you know, sounds intellectual, tries to use big words, that doesn't mean that they know what they're talking about. It doesn't. So let me put myself up here. Try to see that background. I want y'all to see the background. Oh. That's good. Well, I'll praise to the Most High. So first and foremost, man, we have to be studied up. All right, let me get this. Those that know where I'm going. 2 Timothy chapter 2. All right, 2 Timothy chapter 2 in verse 15. It says, study to show thyself approved unto Yah. Unto Yah. Study to show thyself approved unto Yah, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So if we are being commanded, right, to rightly divide the word of truth, guess what? It can be wrongly divided as well. It can be. All right. Still in Timothy. Let's go flip over a couple pages. 1 Timothy chapter 4. Pick it up at verse 1. It says, now the Spirit, the Ruach, speaketh expressly that in the latter times, in the last days where we are, some shall depart from the faith. Don't marvel when you see it. Just know that it was spoken by the words of truth. Don't marvel. Don't be surprised. Said in the last days, these are going to happen. These things are going to happen. Some are going to depart from the faith. It just is what it is. Pray that it don't be you. Continue to build your and strengthen your faith in Hamashiach. Don't let it be you. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Right? Do not let it be you who departs from the faith. Right? It says giving heed to seducing spirits. What we're going to listen to in a few minutes is a seducing spirit. A seducing spirit. Now, some of the things this spirit is going to speak, it can be found to be truthful. But the majority is just it's BS, bulls and sheeps, right? And if you mix any lie with the truth, even a little bit of a lie with a whole lot of truth, it still is a lie, right? Because the scripture says a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So a little lie destroys any truth that was spoken. You can't mix. It has to be all true, or it's not true at all. A little bit, right? And we're going to speak about that little, because the Messiah said, all you need is this much faith, and you can move a mountain. This much. This is how big a mustard seed is. This is all you need to move mountains and for your faith to grow to be a large tree. But guess what? On the flip side, this is the same amount of doubt that you need to be destroyed. A little bit of doubt will destroy your faith. Just a mustard seed of doubt will destroy your faith. All right. Verse 1 from the top. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Man, what I heard and what I listened to earlier, well, I almost laughed myself out of the tub. You hear me? But I understood when I heard it that this is from the devil. He said, we are here to teach who? Wait till y'all hear this madness. God. Right? It says, these people who depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, they are going to be, verse 2, speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with their heart iron. When me and the Bruce was talking about this earlier, their mind, it has been branded with a lie. It's seared. And the only way to remove it is to cut it out. Right? Forbidden to marry and commanding to abstain from meats. This very individual that we are about to watch this video on said and taught that if you eat meat, you won't enter into the kingdom of heaven. He taught that. It was years ago. I think it was about 3-4 years ago, whatever. But they taught that, him and his running mate. Yeah. If you eat meat, you won't get into the kingdom of heaven. Which Yah hath created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe, which have faith in, and know the truth. Those that believe and know the truth will not be moved. It's hard to move somebody that firmly believes in what they believe in. And if you firmly believe in what is the truth, you should never allow anybody. If your ruach, if your spirit belongs to he who gave it, anytime you hear some madness, you're gonna it's you're just gonna feel. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna rub, like they say, it rubs you the wrong way. Whether you know you hear you like, oh no, or when you hear it, you get angry, like, man, what the? It's gonna rub you the wrong way. Because the Messiah said in John chapter 10, his sheep will not follow a stranger's voice. All right. See that you be not moved. Verse I want to keep reading. Yeah, I dropped it right there. Let's go to 2 Timothy. Go back into 2 Timothy, but this time chapter 3. 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 1. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Elohim. All right, these, they having a form of godliness. You gonna hear, oh man, you looking good. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. Get away from them. Get away from them, lest ye be destroyed with them, lest ye be partakers of their plagues. Verse 6, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse or different lusts, ever learning, always learning, and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Oh, how do you always learn, but never able to come to the knowledge of the truth? You've been delivered. Let me see. Yeah, delivered. Yeah, you've been delivered into this right here. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and I'm gonna pick it up at verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, right? The Antichrist, whom the master shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, the Antichrist, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. This is how people are falling off, because they never received the love of the truth. They didn't ever love the truth. They might tell you that, they might seem that way. They never loved the truth. All right, so what the Most High do for them? Verse 11. And for this cause, Yah shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. We're about to see. We're about to see. All right. And this is what, let me show you why I do stuff like this. This is why I do stuff like this. Jude chapter, matter of fact, I'm gonna read this song first. Psalm 94. Psalm 94. Psalm chapter 94. Let me get right to it. In verse 16, Psalm chapter 94 and verse 16. It says, who will rise up for me? This is the Most High talk. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? The Most High is asking, who gonna do it? Who gonna do it? And if you love the truth, if you love the Most High, it should be you. All right? Because even we, in the very back of the book, were commanded to do this. Jude, only one chapter, in verse 3. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you. What I'm doing to anyone that listens to this video, and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. Let's get this word earnestly. Pull up my blue. Earnestly contend, right? We get both of these. Big shalom to everybody in the chat. All praise to the Most High. Y'all some night owls. All right. Where are we at? My Sharon. Earnestly contend. Right? What does this mean? Oh boy, that epagonizomia.
Strong's G 1864. Epagonizomai.
Yeah, no.
Epagonizomai.
Epagonizomai. To contend, to struggle for, earnestly contend for. Right? This is what we're supposed to be doing. We shouldn't struggle with, but we should struggle for. You know how somebody run up on a lady, and little purse snatcher try to run up on a lady and try to snatch the purse off her shoulder. She be earnestly contending for her bag. This is what we're supposed to do with the faith. All right. So let's get into it, man. Not to belabor the matter. I don't want to be on here too long because it's already late. It's 2:00 in some places and 1:00 in others and 3:00 in others. And it's only 11 here. So I don't want to, keep everybody up too long. Right. So this guy, let me get my spots because I don't want to play this whole video. This guy that we're going to be talking about, his name is Yaki, right? Name is Yaki, and he's on his holistic lifestyle. I'm gonna just say, like, he wants to be Dr. Sebi. He wants to be the new Dr. Sebi. All right. And if he just kept it holistic and about biology and science and all of that other stuff dealing with health, cool, stay over there. Stay in that lane. Stay in that lane. But when you venture off and try to, he used to teach the Bible. He used to. But what I've learned, that even when he taught the Bible, he was still mixing doctrine. Went to a feast, Feast of Tabernacle, and had a witchcraft book in like a different cover. He had it wrapped up, so the elders and the brothers and sisters that were there wouldn't know what book he was reading, but it was a witchcraft book. Heard this from multiple sources. So when y'all hear him talk, how he talk, when he say what the things that he gonna say, just know that this is a sorcerer. This is a sorcerer, right? So, matter of fact, let me do this first. Let me do this first. Fair use. Why ain't coming up? Hold on. There it is. Fair use. Fair use. All right. Going the way of the dodo bird is this fella. So let me share this. And y'all can so this is on Real Life Productions channel. Matter of fact, let me do this. Put the link in the chat. And y'all can go and check out this whole video if y'all want. All right. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna pick it up I'm gonna try to get it at 39.
How's it look when we're
listen to the ish that he says. It's crazy.
how they live life so differently than the ones that did see. So at that point, beauty was not based off of your eye sense. Beauty was based off of how the person talked to you. Beauty was based off the characteristics of the person. Beauty was based off, did the person keep their word or not? Beauty was based off, was they gentle with you or not? Beauty was based off of scents and aroma. Beauty was based off of everything but looking at a woman and looking at a man. You couldn't tell if he was tall, dark, and handsome. You couldn't see. You couldn't tell if she had a fat ass or some plump breasts. You couldn't see none of that. So when we start,
why is that what allegedly a godly man is speaking about? Fat booties and big booties. Why is that? Why is that your communication as a godly man? This is letting you know the mentality of this alleged godly man. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. Mind is full of lust. All right.
taking away certain senses and we go through these sensory deprivations or these reawakenings, you will start seeing what really matters.
Yeah.
And man, all this stuff is based off the matrix, and that's why the grid must fall, man.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Right. I remember as a kid reading Revelation, and it shook me. Right. Question: do you believe that Jesus is coming back? Right, because that's one of the big themes, right? You have to get through heaven through Jesus. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I believe heaven is a state of mind.
right.
And this is another thing that when we're talking about the Bible, we talk about Christianity, we talk about the Hebrews, the Torah, Tanakh, we start talking about the Quran.
Yeah.
What does the Quran have to do with the Bible? And see, that should let you know right there. this is a pile of doo-doo that's finna come out of his mouth. Even before that, when he said, I believe heaven is a state of mind. So it's not a literal place. We can read in the scripture where it says it's a literal place. It's very literal. Sorcery.
I believe that all of them have bits and pieces of a puzzle that if you put it all together, you can really see.
Right.
I believe.
You hear that? We're going to read later. And this, don't mind my book. My children got to it. In this book right here, the Genesis 6 conspiracy, we're gonna read later where he said it's bits and pieces. Let me play that again.
Bits and pieces of a puzzle that if you put it all together, you can really see.
Right.
What he said is bits and pieces of a puzzle that if you put it all together, you can see. What is he talking about? He's talking about putting the Bible with the Quran, with Buddhism, with Hinduism, with Egyptology, with Cometicism, putting all of the doctrines together for you to be for someone to be enlightened. You will not be enlightened because the Messiah said, if that light that is within you be darkness, how great is that? Let me read something real quick. Routine. First Corinthians chapter 10. In verse 21. Is this what I'm looking for? No, this ain't what I'm looking for. 2 Corinthians 6. Y'all give me a second. Like my brother say, bear with me in my folly. All right, 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 14 says, be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. Let's get that in a different translation to make it a little more plain for someone, okay? Let's just make it a little more plain, right? Share this tab. Like, you see that? In KJV, the New King James Version. Do not be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. NLT, New Living Translation. Don't team up with those who are unbelievers. NIV, do not be yoked together with unbelievers. For what do righteousness and wicked have in common? What do righteousness and wickedness have in common? What does the Bible and the Quran have in common? What does the Bible and Hinduism have in common? What does the Bible and Egyptology have in common? Nothing. Let me stop before I wake my children. Nothing. All of the pieces to the puzzle are in this, in your holy Bible. All of the pieces to the puzzle are here. You don't have to go nowhere else to find other pieces. All of the pieces are right here. Don't be unequally yoked together with unbelievers. Right? Verse 14 back in the KJV. Be ye not unequally yoked together with unbelievers, for what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion hath light with darkness? Or what concord hath Christ or Hamashiach with Belial? Let me tell you this. Anything outside of the Bible is dealing with Satan. It's just different forms of Satanism. Whether it be New Age, the New Age movement, whether it be Hinduism, like I said, Buddhism, Mithraism, Egyptology, I mean, I can go on and on. There's a plethora of religions. And he say, and he's in this video, he say he don't do religion, but he talking about mixing religions to put together a puzzle to be enlightened. Speaking lies and hypocrisy. It's like, come on, bro. 15 from the top. And what concord hath Belial, have Hamashiach with Belial? Or what part hath he that believeth with an infidel? You know what an infidel is, right? An infidel is a non-believer. What are you doing? What is a believer doing hanging around someone that doesn't believe? Very soon, you're going to pick up some of their traits. You hang around, you're alike. Birds of a feather. Birds of a feather. And you don't want to have the same feathers as this bird right here. Because they don't exist anymore. Verse 16, and what agreement hath the temple of Yah with idols? For ye are the temple of the living Elohim, as Yah has said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their Elohim, and they shall be my people. I just learned today I got to take better care of my temple. Much better care. If y'all gonna dwell in here, it has to be pure and clean and spot free. Do you hear me? You can't have spots from Buddha, spots from Allah, spots from Horus. We read something today about the mother and son worship and how the mother and son worship is all over the world. You read even in Acts 19, we was reading it earlier. In Acts 19 and 27, they worship Diana in all of Asia and the world, as they doing today. You know how they're worshiping Diana today? They call it Easter. All right. Verse 17, wherefore come out from among them and be ye separate, saith the Most High, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you and will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, saith El Shaddai. What this guy talking about? I don't know why I stopped sharing either. What this guy talking about? Putting all the pieces to the puzzle together.
I believe that we're in hell right now. Artificial grid.
He believes we are in hell right now. Anybody else out there feel like we're in hell right now? Right? Mind you, this is an alleged millionaire saying that we're in hell. If you think you're lonely now, wait until the last day. Y'all don't mind my singing.
Artificial intelligence being in the matrix, or in Hebrew we call it Rakim. I think this is hell. And I think hell is being stuck in your lower root chakra. And I think heaven.
What? Huh? So now we're talking about the Bible and chakras. What?
Or the journey to heaven is going through these spiritual systems, or what they call the 7 glandular highways, or they call the 7 chakras, and then making it up to the Keter, or what they call the Christ consciousness.
Right.
Who can tell me where I can find Christ consciousness in the Bible? Let's do something. What is Christ consciousness? All right. Okay. Now see, Christ consciousness is a metaphysical concept that describes a state of spiritual awakening, unconditional love, and what is that? Unitive? I don't know what word this is. Unitive awareness. Let me see. Ask Google Gemini. What is this? Well, it says rather than referring strictly to Jesus of Nazareth or Yahshua, Yahusha, Yahushua of Nazareth as a person, it represents the indwelling divine potential or cosmic consciousness within all of humanity, signifying a deep understanding that all living things are interconnected and share the same divine source. You mean an ant has Christ consciousness? A spider has Christ consciousness. A dodo bird had Christ consciousness. We all share the same divine source. Let me see real quick. Look at that. Is Christ consciousness mentioned in the Bible? The exact phrase Christ consciousness is not found in the Bible. It is a metaphysical and new age concept. New age concept that views Christ as a universal state of spiritual enlightenment or divine awareness rather than a singular historical person. While the term itself is not biblical, there are key distinctions between how it is used in modern spirituality versus what the Bible actually teaches. We don't care about what modern spirituality teaches. We care what the Bible teaches on how to conduct our modern spirits. What does the word say? Right? The elders had a radio show, What the Book Say Radio. That's all we focus on. What does the book say? What does the Most High say? You want to develop Christ consciousness? Get in here and read about Christ. And read about how he moved and how he spoke, how he acted, the things that he did. And mimic his ways. And therefore, you can develop Christ consciousness. You don't have to worry about no root chakra and all the way up to this chakra and that chakra. What? What I got to say to that?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What are you talking about? Well, here's my. He ain't done. Hold on. See, the same individual used to teach that Hamashiach in the Bible was the Son of God. Right here, he's saying he believes in Yeshua or Jesus, the son of Joseph. Let me read y'all something. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let him get through his spiel. I'm gonna let him get done. Y'all want to hearing it.
So they call the 7 chakras and then making it up to the Keter, or what they call the Christ consciousness.
Right.
I think Christ, Jesus Christ, or who they call Christ, is a conscious state. Now, do I believe in Yeshua ben Yosef? Yes, I believe that he walked and he exists. There's too many documents showing that he did. And once 1,000 people write about you, they had to see something.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. But do I believe that Jesus coming back to save me? Hell no.
Huh? Did y'all hear that? My brother Isaac, did you hear that? You still awake, Hebrew? Did you hear that? How he said it with emphasis. He said, hell no. Did you hear that? Where's it? Trying to find the page. Where is that at? I had it earlier. He said, hell no, he don't believe he coming back to save him. Let me play it again. More people just came in, right?
And Yeshua ben Yosef, yes, I believe that he walked and he exists. There's too many documents showing that he did. And once 1,000 people write about you, they had to see something.
Right.
Once 1,000 people write about you, you had to see something. See, Yexer, we're going to deal with you. We're going to deal with you too, Yexer. See, even this dodo bird believed that Hamashiach existed. Damn, he at least smart enough to admit he existed. Damn, Yexer. Woo! Both of y'all in bad case. Both of y'all in bad case, buddy. But at least this Negro had some wherewithal to say, yeah, he existed. So that when he come back, and Sheesh. Mm.
It's showing that he did. And once 1,000 people write about you, they had to see something.
Right.
Right. But do I believe that Jesus coming back to save me? Hell no. I believe.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Mm, 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 mm. Mm. There's so many scriptures, prophecies, the Messiah himself telling you. Let's read the Messiah. Hold on, let me get my spot. Let's get the Messiah's own words. All right. Let's go to the book of Matthew. Let's go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24. Let's go to Matthew 24. Oh my goodness. This is oh my goodness. I'm gonna pick it up at verse 20. I'll pick it up at verse 23. Pick it up at verse 23, right? Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. All right. For there shall arise false Christ. There shall arise false Christ and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. If it were possible. It's not possible. Verse 25. So if you've been deceived, guess what? Guess what? Boy, what's the word I'm looking for? Guess what group of people you belong to? The non-elect. Sheesh. Mm. 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 25. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore, if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And Mashiach himself tell you that he is coming back. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. I'm not trying to be one of these carcasses, but I can assume that this guy will. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And there shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. See, the sign of the Son of Man is going to appear inside of me, in my heightened Christ consciousness. It just don't make sense. It don't make sense. All right. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So when he says this,
right? But do I believe that Jesus coming back to save me? Hell no.
When he said this, guess what he is doing? Let's go to another spot right Hold on. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 32, right? Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. When he just said what he just said, he just denied Hamashiach. Got me looking like this when I first heard it. What? Oh, it gets worse. Hold on. Let me see what minimum are we at. It gets worse. Okay. Let's jump. Let's jump a little bit up. Check this.
It's just real complicated when it comes to information, right?
But your question was this.
Yeah.
You was asking me the difference between Jesus
right
and Yahshua.
Yahshua, yeah.
Yahshua was from the ghettos of Nazareth. Yahshua was a
first and foremost, who believes there are two different messiahs in the same in one Bible? There are two different messiahs. And there's a Yeshua and a Jesus different from each other in the Bible. Because the same Jesus that's taught in the Bible is going to be the same Yeshua he's describing with woolly hair and born in, the ghetto of Nazareth.
woolly hair, locked when he was a boy, black melanated being, right? He was an Israelite. Yahshua traveled the world. When he became the
excuse me, had to burp.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Can anybody, and I mean anybody, find me the various places that Hamashiach traveled outside of the landmass of Israel? Other than when, he was firstborn and Mary and Joseph fled down into Egypt because Herod was seeking to kill all the boys that were born 2 and under. Right? Can please, someone, please, in the Bible, though, in the Bible, not no new Johnny Come Lately book that was, written centuries after the Bible was, written and published. I need some hard evidence that Hamashiach traveled the world. Because that's what he just said.
He was an Israelite. Yahshua traveled the world.
Yahshua traveled the world, right?
Right? He was an Israelite. Yahshua traveled the world. When he became the ages of 12, he traveled to Mishraim, or what we call Kemet, Egypt. He went to India. He went to all. He learned. He went and.
When they get to stuttering like that, that lets you know they don't even believe the lie that they tell.
Mishraim, or what we call Kemet, Egypt. He went to India. He went to all. He learned. He went and learned Buddhist teachings, all of it. That's why if you.
Hamashiach. Hamashiach went and learned Buddhist teachings? What? What? Hamashiach went and learned Buddhist teachings. Let's hear some more.
He went to India. He went to all. He learned. He went and learned Buddhist teachings, all of it. That's why if you read in the New Testament, when he was talking, he actually recites a lot of Buddhist teachings. Like love your brother as you love yourself is a Buddha teaching. When you talk about your
hold on. So over here in Leviticus 19, right? In Leviticus 19, this is outside the New Testament. He said in the New Testament where he quoted it. Right? In Leviticus 19. In Leviticus 19, what is this? Oh man, Leviticus 19 and verse 18, right? Says, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Most High. So did Moses learn that from Buddha too? My brother want me to play this. Oh man, hold on. Let me go to my history here. What?
Biggs, I got Anton. I know, man. So that dealers. How you want from me, old boy? If I come from Jamaica, I come like you become a pestilence in my life, you know. Biggs. What you want? A money you want? No, I want $7 million in the blood clot mansion, old boy. Which part in there?
You come from Jamaica, man. You've been a pestilence in my life. Oh man, this man said, God, dog, what was taught in the New Testament was Buddhist teachings, bro. What? Bro. Let's hear some more.
like love your brother as you love yourself is a Buddha teaching. When you talk about your field being a mind and your thoughts being a seed, that's actually a Buddhist teaching. So you can literally, if you look at Christ's writings, you can actually tell what type of mind frame he was in when he was writing certain specific things. You're like, okay, he must have learned that when he was in Egypt under the high priest. He must have learned.
What?
Now you're being condescending. See, you've been warned, all right? Let's move forward amicably.
Okay, well, so check this out. First of all, you're throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth.
He being extra disrespectful. Watch your mouth. Let's continue.
That when he was in India learning the scrolls of Buddha, he must have learned that, learned this, and you'll start seeing it. So,
time out. No, I'm gonna say.
He traveled and then he gained all this knowledge. Then he came back to save his people, which was Israel. That's why he said that he was only sent to the lost sheep of who? Israel. So he was sent to save his people. All right. So when you get into Jesus, the Christ, right? This is talking about Caesar Borgia. This is talking about a Caucasian man. This is talking about a Caucasian man that was into the same sex. He was murderous. He did everything that went against the 10 Commandments. And then now we done put this picture and whitewash the black Yahshua and put the name Jesus on it, which come from Jesus. If you do a deep etymology reading of the word, it's coming from Jesus, which come from Zeus, the Greek god. That's where his name come from. And it don't even match up to Yeshua. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
I assume not. Yeah, bro.
So, and then even the meanings are different. So instead of saying Jesus the Christ, we say Hamashiach Yahshua. So them are two totally different beings. They have two total different messages. Like Jesus the Christ will say, turn the other cheek. You can let somebody mess you around, do you over, and
So what did Yeshua say? What did Yeshua say? Huh? If Christ said turn the other cheek, if Jesus Christ said turn the other cheek, what did Yeshua say?
You got to turn the other cheek because God don't want you to commit violence. Yahshua Mashiach, this is the same black brother that was in the temple of God whooping Negroes with extension cords and flipping over the money tables because they were selling and exchanging of goods inside the temple. And
where it say he was whipping anyone? He inflicted no bodily harm on anyone. They could have easily thrown him into prison.
he said, hey, man, y'all ain't finna turn out God's home. You know what I'm saying? No, not the tax collector. He in there whooping, but he taught preparation. He taught survival tactics. He taught how to protect yourself. And they said that he was a hard man. He was such a hard man that only Peter and certain other brothers really spoke with him.
Remember what I said earlier. A little bit of truth with a whole lot of lie, or a whole lot of truth with a little bit of lie. It's still a lie.
Because he was such straight to the point and such a hard man. These are two different characteristics. These are two different people, two different genealogies of people. They look completely different, but yet and still we all talking about the same person. No, I'm not buying it, man. So that's the difference. One is a Caucasian passive.
He made so much. He made so much sense to see. And this type of bull stuff empowers unbelievers to continue in their unbelief because they listen to Negroes like this. And see, I wasn't even planning on doing this whole thing about him tonight. No, I had other plans. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all. Come on. Put my children toe out. Let me show y'all this real quick. I had other plans, and I was planning on being on here until I got at least halfway finished with my list there. Hold on, let me get back. No, man, this thing be tripping. No. Hold on, bro. Might need to get a new computer. We'll live with that. We'll just go with it. All right. Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
And that broke commandments. The other one is a black revolutionary melanated being that knew where he was from and came to save his people and was politically assassinated for it.
So for you, what is the Hebrew teaching versus, let's say, Muslim and Christian? Because those are the main two.
Listen very close. Listen.
What are the differences? If you look at all of them, they all Abrahamic religions or Abrahamic thoughts, should I say.
Gotcha.
Hebrew is not a religion. Hebrew is a way of life. Hebrew is a way of thinking. That's why I was trying to explain to the Hebrews last time. The ones that's on the post, them are the religious Hebrews, which I love y'all. Y'all my brothers, you know what I'm saying?
So, first and foremost, not your brother. Not your brother. All right, let's prove it. Not your brother. All right. Not your brother. To all my fellow believers out there, make sure you be mindful of who you call brother and sister. Everybody is not your brother. Everybody is not your sister. Mashiach, Yeshua taught us who's our brother and who's our sister. Matthew chapter 12 and verse 50. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven. Right? Remember, he told him, I go to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God. Whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother. Now, my brother, you don't do the will of the Father. You do the will of your father, the devil. He was a liar and a murderer from the beginning. Let's read that too. John chapter 8. John chapter 8. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and did what? And abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. Ooh, we. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and a father and the father of it.
I can identify with anybody as anything. I can sit down and talk with a Muslim about what they need to talk about. We can go through the Quran together. I make it make sense from my standpoint. I can sit down with a Christian. We can talk about Christian. I can sit down with somebody that's into the zodiac signs. I can relate that to the Bible. I can sit down with another Hebrew. We can speak in pure Hebrew. I do it all because
He does it all. And now let me tell y'all what he is doing. Right? Let me tell y'all what he is doing. This is what he is doing. This is out of the Genesis 6 conspiracy. We in chapter 41, page 294. Right? The new age of Aquarius. Right? This is what he doing. Right? It says science, knowledge, and technology have advanced in what most believe is a secular vacuum with a non-religious standard for objectivity. But is this truly the case? Unfortunately, it is not. We must grasp the unexplained religious implications and their prearranged effects taking place today with respect to science, education, technology, aliens, and related issues. So then, the question becomes, how have common, unexplained threads woven into a common patchwork theme derived from the same furtive root religion? Science is merely another religious variety steeped in evolutionary mysticism. That's what he's talking right here. Mysticism. Right? In the evolutionary faith, all animals, including humans, continuously evolve along mystical paths to their highest, most appropriate life forms, culminating with godhood for humankind. The same spurious, fake, false doctrine and let me get this word. Butcher this. Analogous. Analogous. How you spell it? How you spell it? Analogous. Analogous. Okay. Analogous. What does that mean? Means being comparable or similar in certain respects, typically in a way that allows a comparison to be drawn. Okay. In analogous, in the same spurious doctrine and analogous path are taught by New Age and other mystical Eastern religions. That's where he get them chakras from. That's why he's talking about Buddhism. Went into Egyptology and Hermeticism. Yeah, Christ traveled all around the world to learn. We're gonna deal with that. We're gonna deal with that after his last statement that we're gonna listen to. We're gonna deal with it. Right? It says seemingly unconnected organizations exploit similar doctrines, secret rituals. And my brother's still on here. We literally watched the video of this Negro sit in his house. He was in his backyard or in his house, one or the other, and perform a ritual with a god, a false demon god, right behind his right shoulder on his wall. We watched it. I don't even know if the channel, the video is still up on the channel or not, but we did that chop session. Let me see if that video is still up. Let me see here. It's on videos. Nope. Well, that was so long ago. So long ago. Oldest. Let me see the oldest. Yep. It's called New Age Israelites Mingling Doctrine. Yep. Let me show y'all. I just pulled it up. Hold on, let me show y'all real quick. We watched this Negro perform a whole. Y'all see that? This the same Negro right here. And what is that behind him? He got two menorahs right there. He got a big one and a small one on the shelf. Then he got this little bowl right here where he mixes his tinctures. If you don't know, I ain't sure. Y'all can't see that? Hold on. Hold on. There it is. Can y'all see that now? Y'all see that now? Y'all see that big dumb idol right there? That's a demon. That's a demon with a demon on top of its head. Y'all gonna check that out. Check that out. It's called let me put it in the chat. It's called New Age Israelites Mingling Doctrine. All right. Let me get back to this. All right. Says right here, seemingly unconnected organizations exploit similar doctrines, secret rituals, and allegories. Allegories, right? You hear somebody say the Bible is an allegory. You can't take it literal. It's an allegory. It's an allegorical book. Yeah, they're speaking from New Age teachings. Evolution is merely another numinous tentacle that is preaching to naive, mundane masses the doctrine of reincarnation from another perspective. Thus, seemingly innocuous symbolism permeates highly educated fraternities of engineers, scientists, and medical practitioners. I say he's a biochemist with disturbing motives, oaths, and rings overtly symbolizing their ambiguous links back to the 7 mystical sciences of Enoch. Y'all go and look that up. Similar symbolism will be the trademark of modern Nephilim. He always said he was Anunnaki. But you know, when you trace that back and you do your research and dig deep, you'll find out that the Anunnaki are Nephilim seed. Mysticism, what he talking about, will be their taciturn religion, albeit a progressive incantation designed to deceive our generation. What are you doing? Expect the new mysticism, expect the new mysticism, or accept the new mysticism will mix all religions. What he say here?
Take that to the Bible. I can sit down with another Hebrew. We can speak in pure Hebrew. I do it all because I realize that I'm not limited to a religion. Pure to sense from my standpoint. I can sit down with a Christian. We can talk about Christian. I can sit down with somebody that's into the zodiac signs. I can relate that to the Bible. I can sit down with another Hebrew. We can speak in pure Hebrew. I do it all because I realize that I'm not limited.
Another thing, Negro, you ain't speaking no pure Hebrew. You ain't speaking no pure Hebrew. But anyway,
to a religion. If you limit it to a religion, then you are in a box, you're in a prison, and you will never be able to grow or save a soul truly, because if you do save a soul, you're just bringing them into another grid.
Anyway, right, he said, expect the new mysticism will mix all religions, including Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, with all of the pantheistic religions of the world. That's what he just told us. He mixing all of that with the Bible. What he just told us. Let's see.
You're bringing them to another mental prison. So the difference between the actual teachings between me and the other Hebrews, I take it more as figuratively, more as a mystical application. Hebrew, again, means abari.
He just out of his own mouth. He take it mystically. Mysticism. He's a new age believer. I'm not gonna call him no Israelite. He's a new age believer. All right, moving on. Moving on. This is the last portion of this video that we're gonna listen to. Right here. Right here. Yep. This is the
So they give off light and sound. We talk about chemicals, they have air and frequencies of things. We talking about sound healing, like sound. I got a sound bowl you can sit in. I got one you can sit in.
That's crazy.
So like when we start really talking about these things, man, that's how you know, okay, this is how they built the pyramids. This is how they moved them big old blocks. They moved them with vibrations. They moved them with sound.
Yeah.
They moved the big blocks that built the pyramid with sound. Where they hold on, let me take it back a little bit, because he said some idiotic stuff.
I find all of this is nothing but a bunch of things talking.
My cousin by marriage, because I'm married to his. You talk to it crazy.
Yeah.
The other apple, you fill it with love, and the other apple, you don't say anything to it. The one you talk crazy to will decay like no other. And it shows the power of words. And that clip right now is going kind of crazy. Can you talk to me about the power of words and what it does?
Hebrew is called abracadabra, meaning I create what I speak.
You heard what he said? Witchcraft. Can't make this stuff up, man. Eating it up. Hebrew, he eating it up.
What I speak will manifest. And it was a Japanese scientist who did this experiment first. And what he did is he did it with water, and he did it with plants. And he took water and he spoke to them, or he wrote something on a cup. On the first cup, he wrote bad. On the next cup, he wrote love. On the other cup, he just put a white piece of tape, he didn't write nothing. And then he froze it. When he froze them, he came back and he looked at them under a microscope. The one he wrote bad on was very, very distorted. It didn't have no type of geometrical shapes on it. It wasn't beautiful. It was real ugly. In fact, the water froze like an ugly, evil picture. If you look at the picture, it looked kind of demonic.
Crazy.
Right? On the one he spoke love to, it froze literally love, and it shows you that water is conscious, because it froze love inside the water and it looked like a heart.
Oh, wow.
But how do it know that a heart like that is associated with love if it's not living and if it's not conscious? That's how you know water conscious. And on the one that nothing happened to, it just froze regular and had just regular shapes. Then
the water got a mind of his own. Oh man.
They tried it with a plant, where they used the plant, they spoke hate to one plant, they spoke love to another plant. The other plant, they just let it do what it do. The plant that was spoke hate over, it died. The one that was actually spoke love to, it grew towards the sun 3 times faster than the one that nothing happened to. And it just shows you the power of words. Words are very, very powerful. I create what I speak. And if this don't show you that we are in fact gods, then I don't know what. In the beginning, God said, let there be light. In the beginning, God said, and there was. This shows you that we are the children of the Most High, which makes us God. We bear God's last name, and we bear his image and his likeness, which is all the characteristics and the power and potential that it possesses. Because when we create, we speak as well. That's why I don't use words like you make me sick, because you're going to end up sick. Or, oh man, you almost gave me a heart attack. You're going to end up with a heart attack. You get on my nerves. Now your myelin sheaths and your nerves are inflamed and they bad. So we got to be very, very careful how we speak to each other and how we speak to ourselves. There's a book.
Now that I agree with. We do have to be very careful how we speak to each. We do got to be careful how we speak to each other, right? Because life and death is in the power of the tongue. All right. But all the other, this is what he sound like.
Now let me tell you something. If you hit a man in time, his wounds will heal. And if you steal from a man, you can replace what you steal. And always cross in the green, never in between. Honorable Elijah Muhammad Ali floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. Just one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack, get a dog a bone, 2000 party, oops, out of time, my bacon smelling fine.
There's a passage in the book of the Bible that says life and death is in the power of the tongue and knows to choose to eat the fruit thereof. So this is not something.
And knows to choose to eat the fruit thereof. What? What? What the hell is he talking about?
Of the tongue and knows to choose to eat the fruit thereof.
What is he quoting? What is he quoting? The scripture he's trying to quote or referring to is Proverbs 18:21. It says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. I don't know what he talking about. Choose to eat and knows to eat the fruit. What the hell is he talking about?
So this is not something new. It's just scientists within the last 50 years are finally showing and proving this in real time, that what you speak creates reality. Dr. Bruce Lipton talk about this all the time. It's called the biology of belief. Well, you can speak and believe something and it'll change your actual biology of your blood and your DNA. Damn. So now we got to get into sound.
Damn.
In the beginning, God said, right? Yahweh more, God said, God spoke. So when you start talking about speaking, we're talking about sounds and we're talking about vibrations. These sounds and these vibrations actually come from the sun. It comes from light, artificial light, to come from Wi-Fi. All of this is nothing but a bunch of things talking to us. We just don't know that it's a real language because we can't decode it, because it's speaking to us in a code, in a language we don't yet know. So again, remember in the beginning, you was talking about what's my number one thing? I was talking about the conversations we having with ourselves. Right. Like the conversation with this blue light right now in darkness. It don't agree with me. I don't know what it's saying, but I feel it.
Yeah.
I'm finna put on my blue light blocking glasses. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
He having a conversation with blue light. Y'all, I'm listening. I'm listening for my life up here to say something. Yo. Hello? Hello? I don't think it's sleep. Hello? I guess it don't speak English. I guess I'm not initiated.
No, but it's like all these different conversations that's happening around us, and we can't decode the language because we haven't been taught sound and vibration. So definitely, when he's talking about that, yes, the Apple thing will work, and they can do it yourself. But let me show you how to get that apple back, though.
Yeah.
Speak hate over that apple, right? You will see it decay. Put a copper pyramid over it. You can make it yourself. A small copper pyramid over it, and it will literally take away all of those negative vibrations you spoke on it, and it will regenerate that apple. And that's why now a lot of people in India and a lot of people in the eastern countries are now, when they get fruits, they put them in copper pyramid fruit baskets now, because your fruit lasts weeks longer than what it would usually.
It lasts weeks longer. It lasts. Ooh, hey. And next time y'all get a rotten apple, just speak life into it. And see if it resurrects.
Do before it go through oxidation and spoil.
That's man.
I sleep under a copper bed. I got a copper pyramid over my bed. I sleep under.
You hear him? There's all the witchcraft. He got a copper pyramid over his bed. He got a copper
pyramid.
Wow. So you saying just like in our day-to-day lives, if we put copper around us, it can help heal us.
He got a copper pyramid over his bed. Witchcraft.
Definitely. Copper cleans your blood when it's on your skin.
Oh, wow.
Yes, copper cleans your blood when it's on your skin. Copper is used as a semiconductor of electricity. Copper brings up your resonant frequencies and your vibratory hertz. But when you structure it in a geometrical sacred geometry shape, though, it does even amazing things, especially when you put a peak on it. Now it acts as a dipole antenna, and you literally get to connect with the melanin and the ether, or what you would call plasma in the cosmos, and this will help you heal too. I have something called a biocharger inside of my clinic, and it does the same thing, where it gives you this electricity, this plasma to come out. You can feel it come from the scan, man. People walking out there, their blood is flowing properly, their blood pressure go down, blood sugar regulates itself. I mean, it's amazing. And it's showing you, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's beyond food and it's beyond herbs.
Right.
We getting down to physics now. We started talking about the vibrant resonant frequencies of things. We're talking about sound healing, like sound. I got a sound bowl you can sit in. I got one you can sit in.
That's crazy.
So like when we start really talking about these things, man, that's how you know, okay, this is how they built the pyramids. This is how they moved them big old blocks. They moved them with vibrations. They moved them with sound.
Yeah.
Sound healing is real.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
When you take herbs, you just taking on the actual sound fingerprint of the herb. It's called electrical biochemistry resonant frequency of the herbs. When you eat certain foods, these foods have minerals in them. They have aromatic amino acids. Guess what they give off? Light and sound. When you talk about chemicals, cations, anions, it's a vibratory resonant frequency in a millihertz and a nanohertz that go ultraviolet A, ultraviolet B. We talking about near infrared, which creates sound.
Yeah.
That's why if you listen to the pure sound of the sun, guess what it does? Sound of the sun, guess what it does?
Stupid. Stupid.
It's so dumb.
It's so dumb, it's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb.
Home. This man said the sun is humming. The sun is humming.
Guess who do that mantra?
Who?
Buddhist monks do that hum. How did they know that the sun sound like that? Get on y'all YouTube if y'all don't believe me and Google the natural frequency and sound of.
How did the Buddhist monks know that the sun hum like that? Is we slow? We got to be vibrating on the low frequency Hebrew because I ain't never heard the sun hum. Verbal diarrhea. Oh man, and see, this the stuff that we dealing with. Like when people are operating outside of the word of truth, this is what they become. This is what they become. And they spew all sorts of verbal diarrhea. The doo-doo bird is doo-dooing at the mouth.
The sun, it's the Buddhist monk hum. So the sun is not only beaming rays on you, the sun is singing to you. Just like the birds sing to you in the morning.
The sun is singing to you. Yeah, listen. Just listen.
And notice when certain birds and bees, look, let me show you how nature works, right? This show you that sound creates and move everything.
Yeah.
In the rising, flowers do not blossom and open.
Sound creates and moves everything. Sound creates and moves everything.
Until birds chirp. The chirping and the singing from the birds and the vibration from the bees actually make the flowers open up. If you think I'm lying, Google it right now. Google it. Hey, look, test me if I'm wrong. Showing you that sound and vibration and resonant frequency give life to all things. We are here because the sun is humming and beating at 432 hertz.
That's why we hear y'all, because the sun is humming and beating at 432. It's the only reason we hear people, because the sun is humming and beating at 432 hertz. If the sun wasn't doing that, we wouldn't be here, y'all. Sun worship.
So now you got to ask a question about the Son of God, S-U-N, and the Son of God, S-O-N, or about the Son of God, S-U-N, walking upon the face of the waters. And you go to Florida and you wake up at sunrise and you look in the ocean when the sun is rising and you can actually see the shadow of the sun walking on the water.
Okay, that's what I want you to do now, right?
Did y'all see his face? Boy, he got excited. Yeah, ooh, look, man, boy.
can actually see the shadow of the sun walking on the water.
Okay, this is what I want you to do.
That face right there, what that face right there is telling me, I don't even believe this shit. I'm sorry. I don't even believe that what I said, but it sounded good. I'm sorry, forgive me, fam. Oh man, I don't even believe what I just said, but man, it sounded good. I can't even believe I just made that up. Hold on.
This is why you stupid.
This is why you stupid. Bruh, are we serious? We can't be serious. We can't be serious.
That doesn't make sense.
It don't make any sense. That's right. Let me read this. Romans chapter 1. Romans chapter 1. I'll pick it up at verse 18. For the wrath of Yah is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who hold the truth in unrighteousness. Reiki healer. Because that which may be known of Yah is manifest in them, for Yah has showed it unto them. They've seen it. Allegedly cast out demons. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Why ain't no excuse in the day of judgment, buddy? Because that when they knew Yah, they glorified him not as Yah. Neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. A fool is one that has no understanding. Sheesh. Boy, that face.
Do now, right? You are very intelligent, right? And we all have not hype.
You are very intelligent, right? No, he is
stupid. Hypotheticals, but what we believe, right? I want you to combine everything that you know, your knowledge, and why do you just in your brain, why do you feel like we're here?
Why we here?
Yes.
All right.
Pay very, very close attention to his answer to why we're here.
I'm gonna say it's simple. We are God experiencing itself in 7 billion different compartmentalize biological computers. God created creation, but God is all creation. It needed to experience itself. And in order to experience what it created, it needed a body. So it created a fleshly terrestrial vehicle to project itself through, to experience its creation, get feedback from this matrix and from this grid to further expand its consciousness. So if I was a creator of all things and I created humans, and I wanted to experience that creation, and I'm not human, I want to see what that creation like. I'm going to put a fragmented piece of myself into this vehicle. I'm going to breathe into it the breath of life, the Ruach Chaim, and then I'm going to have it go through life and collect this data and this information, pass it down. And then when you transition, I'm not going to say die because we don't die, we multiply. When you transition, you bring all that information back to me. And now I get to expand my consciousness more. We are God that created humans to put God in to experience our creation to teach ourselves. So our purpose, look, I'm going to say something crazy as hell, but really listen to what I say when I say that. The purpose for us being here in the human terrestrial flesh is to teach God. I know that sounds crazy.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
All of that rambling.
So, some people say the cucumbers taste better pickled.
What?
Huh?
What?
We are here to teach God. Mm. 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 So we created ourselves, and we wouldn't be here if it weren't for the sun. So who has the power? So I guess the sun created us, and then we created each other, and then Second Ezra 16. We read this earlier. Second Ezra 16. Evil hearts of unbelief. That's what we're dealing with. Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 54. Behold, the Lord knoweth all the works of men. How he know that? I guess we taught him all our works. Cause we here to teach God. The Lord knoweth all the works of men, their imaginations, their thoughts, and their hearts, which spake but the word, let the earth be made, and it was made. Let the heaven be made, and it was created. In his word were the stars made, and he knoweth the number of them. He searcheth the deep and the treasures thereof. He hath measured the sea and what it containeth. He hath shut the sea in the midst of the waters, and with his word hath he hanged the earth upon the water. Can you do that? Did you teach God to do that? He spreadeth out the heavens like a vault. Upon the waters hath he founded it. In the desert hath he made springs of water and pools upon the tops of the mountains, that the floods might pour down from the high rocks to water the earth. He made man. He made man and put his heart in the midst of the body and gave him breath, life, and understanding. Guess what? In another place it says he giveth he also taketh away. If he gives understanding, guess what? He can take it away. And we seeing a very, very crystal clear example of the Most High taking away someone's understanding. This is him right now.
I'm so gone, so
all of that rambling he was doing was is all he was doing. We'll play it again.
I'm so gone, so
gone. Gone with the wind. And not only is he gone with the wind, he's I don't want you on there. No, we don't. No. It's still up there. Whatever. He's gone the way of the dodo bird. My brother would call it the doo-doo bird. He's gone the way of the doo-doo bird. Right? It's gone.
This is why you're stupid.
The Most High made man. Check this out. We're gonna teach somebody. How are we gonna teach somebody like this? Isaiah chapter 55. Isaiah chapter 55. And I'm gonna pick it up in verse 6. Seek ye the Most High while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Why are we calling upon him? Why is he commanding us to call upon him? I guess it's for us to teach him. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts, and let him return unto the Most High, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Most High. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. You really think that you're here to teach God, whose thoughts are comparable to the distance to your thoughts of heaven and earth? You here to teach God. You can't get to heaven without him. But you here to teach him. John chapter 1. John chapter 1 and verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yah, and the Word was Yah. The same was in the beginning with Yah. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. Jumping down to verse 8. Speaking about John, right? John, he was not that light, but was sent to bear witness of that light. That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. The true light enlightens every man that comes into the world. So he enlightens you for you to teach him. He traveled the whole world to learn from his creation. Come on, man. Come on, man. I think I'm done right there. I don't want to listen to it no more. I want to go and read and push all of what I just heard out of my brain. Stay away from Negroes like that. Their only desire is to discover their own heart. It's their only desire. All right. Let me read one last scripture. Titus chapter 1. Titus chapter 1. I'm going the wrong way. Boy, these pages so thin and fragile. Titus chapter 1 and verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers and deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. This Negro was even you don't have to get circumcised because this going when you cut it, it shortens. That's what he was telling you. You don't have to get circumcised. Said whose mouths must be stopped. Must be stopped. Who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not. Like you were created to teach God. For filthy lucre's sake. One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said the Christians are always liars, evil beasts, slow bellies. This witness is true, wherefore rebuke them sharply, that they may be sound in the faith. It's over with for Dodo Bird Dirt. Over with. It's over with for him. As our Mahara call would say, it's over for thou. It's over. Finished. Finito. It's a wrap. It's done. Finished. not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men that turn from the truth. Unto the pure, all things are pure, but unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure, but even their mind and conscience is defiled. They profess that they know Yah, but in works they deny him, being abominable and disobedient unto every good work, reprobate. Stay firm in your belief in Hamashiach, in the true words spoken in the law, in the prophets, in the Psalms, Proverbs, in all of the scripture that has been determined as the official words of God. Let no man steal thy crown. Hold fast that which ye have. That's all I got for tonight. Most High willing, I'll be back tomorrow night with another edition of They Have Gone the Way of the Dodo Bird. Shalom, family.